For as long as we've looked out at the sea, we've always wondered, what in the world is down there? And for just as long, the answer has basically been, well, we don't really know. But what if that was all about to change, thanks to AI? Let's dive in. Just try to wrap your head around this number. A staggering 80% of our ocean is still a complete mystery. Unmapped, unobserved, unexplored. It is, by far, the biggest blank spot on our map of the world.
So yeah, for all practical purposes, we're staring at a planetary scale page not found error. But, and this is the exciting part, we're on the verge of a breakthrough that could finally load those missing pages. And that's exactly what we're going to explore right now.
Okay, so to really get why AI is such a game changer, we first have to understand the sheer scale of the problem. It's not just that the ocean is big, it's that getting data from it and then actually making sense of that data is an absolutely monumental task. This quote just gives you chills, right? It perfectly captures that lightning in a bottle moment of discovery. That's a marine ecologist, Dean Grubbs, spotting a critically endangered sawfish. A creature so incredibly rare, this was the first one seen this far north in decades. It's just a pure moment of joy and hope. But that moment of hope is happening against this devastating backdrop. The sawfish population has already crashed by 90%. So even as we're celebrating these amazing rare sightings, we're in this frantic race against time. It really shows you the core of the problem. Our discoveries happen at a snail's pace, but the crisis is moving at light speed. And, okay, let's say we do get the data, like a photo from a deep-sea camera. We immediately hit another wall. As this researcher from Antarctica says, a single picture can have thousands of little critters in it. It can take a top expert an entire workday, 8 hours, to analyze just one photo. When a single trip brings back thousands of pictures, well, you can see how the math just completely falls apart. So how in the world do you solve a problem that big? Well, you bring in a new kind of strategist. One that can think and process information on a scale that humans just physically can't. And that strategist, of course, is artificial intelligence.
And this right here just lays it out perfectly. That 8-hour marathon for a human expert, an AI can be trained to do basically the same thing, but for thousands of images. And get this, it can do it so fast that researchers have answers before their ship even gets back to the dock. That's not just faster, that's a whole new way of doing science.
Right. So the key thing to remember is that this isn't just about going faster. It's about getting better answers, more quickly. As this report puts it, AI is a turbocharger for discovery. It frees up the brilliant human experts to stop counting dots on a screen and start tackling the huge ecological questions.
So what does this AI-powered ocean exploration actually look like in the real world? Well, let's take a quick tour of the incredible new tools, these new sets of eyes that we're sending down into the deep.
We are in the middle of a total renaissance in ocean tech. We're talking about autonomous subs that can go deeper than any person, robots designed to mimic sea creatures, solar-powered drones that patrol the surface for months, and smart sensors that can hear a whale call from miles away. Every single one of these is a data-gathering beast, and AI is the brain that makes it all work. Check this out. It's a robot designed to look and move like a jellyfish. They call it the underwater ghost. It's almost completely silent, and it uses an impossibly small amount of power. That means it can cruise through really sensitive ecosystems for a long, long time without disturbing the very animals it's there to study. Then, on the surface, you've got machines like the Data Explorer. It's basically a solar-powered drone boat. It can stay out at sea pretty much indefinitely, collecting constant data with zero emissions, even in really rough weather. It's like having a persistent, sustainable eye on the ocean that never needs to sleep. And the AI itself is getting so much smarter. It's way beyond just spotting a starfish in a photo now. Look at this. The AI is autonomously tracking one specific animal, a larvacean inside its mucus house, which, yes, is actually nicknamed a snot palace. The AI can even follow the action when a squid swims by to check it out. This isn't about just counting animals anymore. It's about understanding what they do. And here's what's really cool. AI's power isn't just for sci-fi robots. Here, a pretty simple, low-tech camera sled being towed behind a boat in Greenland suddenly becomes this revolutionary tool. Why? Because an AI is analyzing all its footage in near real time to map blue carbon, all that carbon stored in ocean life. It turns a simple camera into a world-class climate science instrument. And this all has immediate life or death consequences. For the North Atlantic right whale, which is critically endangered, getting hit by a ship is one of the biggest threats. But now AI models can churn through all kinds of environmental data to create these probability maps, basically predicting where the whales are most likely to be. This lets us guide ships away from them in real time to prevent collisions and save a species that's right on the brink. Now, with all of this incredible technology, it's really easy to start thinking of AI as some kind of magic wand. But the reality, well, it's a lot more complicated. It turns out the best systems aren't about replacing people, they're about partnering with them. As this seabird researcher points out, AI makes mistakes. It can get things wrong. It might misidentify a species, or sometimes it just hallucinates an object that isn't even there. The tech just isn't perfect, not yet. So you absolutely need human experts in the loop to train the AI and, just as important, to double-check its work. And this table just perfectly illustrates the risks when we start talking about full automation on ships. Look at this. As human oversight goes down, the safety status just plummets. The moment the AI starts making its own decisions and overriding the crew, we enter not safe territory. In fully autonomous systems, the experts warn of catastrophic risk. So look, we have to deal with these really serious, real-world problems. What does an AI do in a totally new emergency it's never seen before? How does a robot ship defend itself against pirates or a cyber attack? These are the huge questions the maritime industry is wrestling with right now, and they all point to the need for a careful, human-centered approach. So where does all this leave us? Well, we are at this incredible turning point, literally writing the code for how we're going to interact with the ocean from now on. And it really looks like that future is going to be all about collaboration. And we're already learning how to code that future to be smarter and more sustainable. This case study from a coral research project is amazing. When they upgraded their systems for AI, they didn't just double their analysis speed, they also cut their energy costs by 20% and their carbon emissions by 32%. So we can absolutely have powerful tech that's also responsible. And that right there is really the main takeaway from all of this. The future isn't AI or humans, it's AI and humans. The tech is there to augment our skills, to handle the insane scale of the data so that the scientists can focus on insight and discovery. It's about finding that perfect balance between brand new innovation and the kind of invaluable experience that only a human can bring to the table. For the first time in history, we actually have the tools to read those missing pages, to finally fix that giant page not found error that has defined our relationship with the ocean. The whole question is changing. It's not really about what is down there anymore. The real question is, once we finally know, how are we going to act on that new knowledge?